Mitigating the impacts of climate change in the Pacific is challenging, and Pacifica people are building resilience in their own way to sustain their living. In a high-level side event, a panel of discussion was centered around the key services provided by the Pacific Climate Change Center, or PCCC, especially building resilience in the region. Secretary General of the Secretariat of the Pacific Regional Environment Program, or SPREP, General Sefanaia Nawadra, elaborated on the mitigation solutions offered by the PCCC and how more can be done by Pacifica people.
The Pacific Climate Change Center was established in 2019. It was established through the Samoa government allowing for the bilateral aid to be used for regional projects. So the Japanese funded the project. The land was given by Samoa, and that established the building. After the establishment of the building, then New Zealand came in with funding for staffing and programs, together with Japan, who continued by allocating some of their experts to be housed within the building. I think 2 years later, then Australia also came with funding to allow for the programs to be expanded to what it is today.
Understanding how these services are implemented and delivered is important. And when engaging Pacific leaders in these discussions, it helps to increase the goals of SPREP through the PCCC's key services.
But the center itself focuses on 4 key areas. That's to look at science and research and how the Pacific can be more involved with that. The second is on knowledge brokerage, so getting the knowledge that's out there and putting it into a context that is suitable for the Pacific and our countries to absorb. Third one is capacity building. That example that the Tongan speaker mentioned. We try to engage different stakeholder groups to bring them up to par with what's going on right now with climate change. And the final one is an innovation.
Building resilience in the region has been the focus of Pacific, but having the flexibility to listen to Pacific people in regards to climate change is another thing. At COP28, SPREP is looking at broadening the capacity of the center to deliver more services.
With the Pacific, because we all know that we all experience climate change, and we call it an existential issue, or that we're living under a state of emergency. So that makes it very important that all of us know what we need to do to be able to be ready for the impacts of climate change, because all of us are being affected. And that's why we are trying to reach out. We can't reach out to everybody physically, but now we are utilizing a lot of the virtual platforms that we had to develop because of COVID. So that was one of the advantages of COVID. It allowed us to move forward with a lot of the virtual platforms that can be utilized.
To provide these services, Pacific nations need to come together to support sustainable goals of the impacts of climate change in the region. Siniva Kasimani reporting for Pacifica TV at the COP28, Dubai.